What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the vlog and welcome back to the channel. Today we are finally upgrading that rinky-dinky head unit screen to the 8-inch Bimmertech'S screen. So the company that makes this backup camera and this upgraded screen is actually Bimmertech, but it's sold by Keys Motorsports. That's who I choose to support, and that's who I buy all of my stuff from. So I'm gonna put a link down in the description to where you guys can buy yours if you're interested. So when you guys receive the box in the mail, this is what it looks like. Park like a pro, Bimmertech. Bam, dude, open it up. And we got a few things in here. You're gonna see right away we got the instructions, cool little sticker. And then obviously here's the screen. I took it out of the packaging so you guys can see it. Look at that thing, dude. Nice and big. If you guys have seen the screen that I have in my car now, it is tiny and it absolutely sucks. And then obviously here is all of our cabling, and it looks like we have our backup camera right here. And then we have a bunch of wires and stuff. We're gonna go through all that in a minute. So you guys may have seen a while back I made a video talking about the 5 options that I suggest anyone who's looking for an F30 BMW make sure that their car is outfitted with, and one of them was the backup camera. I was super bummed out when I got the car that I didn't have a backup camera. I didn't really think it would be something that would affect me as much as it does, and I came from an older car that had a backup camera, so my mind was blown that like this BMW didn't even have a backup camera when it was so well made on the inside, exterior, everything. I just couldn't believe that that wasn't part of the package. So luckily Bimmertech makes an option for a backup camera. And not only am I doing the backup camera, but I'm finally getting into a bigger head unit screen. I cannot wait to get this installed, show you guys the differences, show you how to install it. So I'm gonna try and lead you guys through this install as cleanly and as simple as possible, and just trying to explain to you how to do it. And if you guys are still confused after watching my video, I strongly suggest going and watching Brian's video where he actually installs both of these. That's actually how I learned how to do this. So let's hop out to the car and we'll get this process started. Alright guys, anytime I'm working on stuff, I like to lay it all out in front of me so I can see what I'm working with. Obviously I have all my cables here, I have my trim tool set, my T20 and the information packet, backup camera, and the screen. So like I said before, you are going to need a T20 Torx wrench, Torx tool, and then you're going to need a trim tool set. This will make it much easier to pull out all of the dashboard trim and everything. Anytime you guys are working on electronics in the car, you're gonna wanna make sure first, before you do anything, to remove the negative terminal from the battery, and just use a 10mm, back that out so it's nice and loose. As soon as you pull it off, just make sure that you put a rag underneath that so it doesn't hit the actual terminal. Alright guys, so the first step is going to be taking off this trim piece right here. We actually do not need a trim tool in order to get this off. Just go ahead and kind of wiggle it out. Start from this side and then just be gentle as you work your way across, because this part over here is much more fragile. But you just want to work your way across here and slowly get those clips out. And then once you get that piece off, there's a couple of plugs back here that you need to remove. One is for the climate control and the other is for your caution lights. We're going to now remove these 2 T20s. And before we actually take this out, you're going to need to remove this bottom assembly under here to access the other T20 screws. In order to do that, we're going to use a trim tool set. And I'm just going to pry from the top, and then I'll bring it down just like that. And then from there, you're going to see these other 2 T20s. Go ahead and pull those out. Alright, and then once we have all of those screws out, we can go ahead and remove the actual trim piece here. And right behind the trim piece is another plug you'll need to pull out. Alright, so from there we have the actual CD deck part that we need to remove, and that is also a T20. So we'll just go ahead and take our T20 Torx, remove these. I decided to grab some microfiber towel to take this head unit out and actually lay it on here without scratching any of my trim. But in the back, there is basically a black plug like this called a quad lock, and it has a little locking mechanism on it. And you just fold that down, and slowly it will start to remove itself. just like that. It's pretty simple the way it works. There's really just a little lever on the side, and you literally just fold it back and it unplugs itself. So for clarification, this is what the actual quad lock looks like, and you'll see it has a little lever on it. You just push it and it ends up removing the actual plug from the back. So we're just gonna take our new female side and take the male of the quad lock and plug that directly into our new Bimmertech harness. And then that will lock into place and we're good there. So you'll see on the other side of the harness there is this white cable, and this white cable is in fact going to be plugging into our screen. So what we want to do is run this white cable up through here, and there's a few different holes you can find, but the one that it looks like I'm going to be going for is directly under the right vent. That will allow me to slide this directly into the screen. And then we're going to go ahead and remove the actual screen, which is just another 2 T20s. So once you get those 2 T20s removed, you can actually go ahead and just lift up on the screen. And you'll see there's a cable right under here. And that is in fact what is plugged into our screen. Let's see how much room it gives me. It gives me enough to pull it out. So there's a little cable in the back of this. Slowly wiggle it out, just like that. There's that cable I was talking about. Look at that tiny little thing. Just so you guys can see an example, check that out. It's ridiculous. The new one is so much bigger and so much cleaner too. All right, so before we put in the new screen, we're gonna take that white cable that we routed up from the head unit, and we're gonna feed that into the same hole that this cable's in that goes into the black of our new head unit. Just run it through like that, just so we have a little bit of room. Kind of tuck that back there so it's out of the way. And then also you're going to see in our package we have a cable that has a white connection on one side and then USB ports on the other. We're going to go ahead and run that one through the exact same hole that we just ran the other ones in. If I ever want to put Apple TV in my car, that's when we'll use this. I don't want to do that right now. I don't have everything to do it. It's called Smart View. I don't have all this stuff to do it, so we're just going to go ahead and kind of tuck this back there because we really don't need to mess with it at the moment. All right, you guys, so we have the cables running out for our rear camera, and basically we're just going to take this long cable that comes in the box, and you'll see it has rear cam and rear cam, this yellow cable and this white cable. We're just going to be plugging those in. We don't need to worry about anything else. This is all for if you were to have like a Apple TV or a front camera installed. We are not doing that, so we don't need to mess with any of those. Literally just going to be taking those and tucking them back and only using these two. And the way that we're going to run this cable is through the actual side, all of the panels in the door, and all the way to the back of the car. So we're just going to start by running this cable underneath the glove compartment, basically the same way that I ran my paddle shifting cables, and over to the side compartment and all the way through the back. So I'm going to show you guys how that works. So first we need to remove this black piece underneath the glove compartment. There's two 10mm bolts on each side. Go ahead and remove those. And then we can just go ahead and pull down on this plastic piece. Pop right out like that. And it will come out just like that. So those are the two trim pieces we have in the front. And if you look under here, you're gonna see some wiring. That's essentially where we're gonna be running this cable, right under there. And then all the way to the back, to the trunk. So the actual camera is gonna go right in here, actually replaces this piece. And so what we're gonna do is, we're going to take out this entire fabric piece down here, remove all of this, and we've done that a few times in different videos, and we have to remove these pillars, and essentially we're going to run the cabling through here, behind this carpet, through the actual seats, and then we're going to take out this piece right here, and we're going to run it all the way down up to the front of the car. All right, so the next part of this was to remove the actual handle from the back, and there's like these little clips, if you see these. Those little clips right there that you have to fold in and push out. Huge pain in the butt to get them out, but I found that working on this side first and kind of just using a small screwdriver to get them out was the best way to do it, and then just work your way across. Just keep after it. I was actually using this tiny little screwdriver to get in there. So then we have to remove this entire black piece for the actual function of the handle, and we're going to transfer this black piece onto the new handle. All right, so that new black piece is on the new trunk part. So now we're just going to take the black piece with the camera and put it back into the trunk. We got that in there and plugs in perfectly, nice and snug. And then we also have our cable running down here, and what we're going to do is we're going to run this cable along this harness through the back of here up to the front of the car. All right, so we have the cable ran. It is ran from the head unit underneath in here. You can see the cable right there, under here, behind there, through the back seat, under there, and then all up here, and you can see right there. And then it just continues all the way to the back of the trunk. And then it pops out right here. So now we're just gonna connect it to here, and I'm gonna kind of tuck everything away and make it look good. So we have everything back together. The wire is running from there, through here, through the column, in here, around here, under this seat, through this pillar, up there, up to the front, continuing through here, all the way up here, into there, underneath the glove compartment, and finally into our head unit. All right, you guys, so now we are back up front, finishing up this job. We are literally in the final stretch. Basically, I'm just putting this accessory panel back in, then the lower panel that goes down here back in, and then finally the trim piece up here. So I got everything tucked behind there. All of the cables that I'm not using are kind of off to the side over here. Just put them back there, and I zip tied them so they're all together and not like flailing all over the place. So now we're just gonna go ahead and finish up this whole deal. Just kind of get this nice and tight, all back to where it needs to be. All right, so that is good. Now we can finally take this piece down here, and these are all of my accessory cables, so this illuminates. I don't know if you guys saw that retrofit or not, but it wasn't too bad. But I never cut these, and at some point I should just go in here and cut them so I don't have all these wires just hanging everywhere. I believe this is right, just like that, isn't it? Yeah, just like that. So lastly, we just have this top trim piece. So we're just gonna go ahead and put this big old baboon back in here. At some point I'm gonna rewrap this. I'm gonna do something different. The carbon is okay, but it's kind of like coming apart, and I didn't do the best job. So I think I could take a little bit more time and just do it correctly. So with our caution lights and locking door mechanism, throw it back in here. You just pop it back in like so. Got that. Okay. Oh, I always suck at putting these back in. All right. Oh, wow. Dude, screen looks so much better with having everything in here and seeing it. Oh, what a cleaner, so much cleaner looking. Everything looks so much more modern. Oh, man, I can't wait to use it. You guys, we got everything ready to go. Moment of truth. Yeah, buddy. We got that reverse cam, and it's split screen, which is super dope. You can see that I have my TPMS over here and my reverse screen, dude. Honestly, that's the most exciting thing to me about this whole deal. Like, the screen is really cool, but I have a reverse camera now. I have been wanting that for so long. It's gonna take me a while to get used to it because I've been driving without it for so long. But that's it, you guys. Bam, did it. It worked. It looks awesome. So everything stays the same in your car. Your iDrive and everything is the exact same. It's just that you now have the newer, better, larger screen. All right, so here we are at the back of the car, and to kind of give you guys an idea of where the camera is, it's right there. So there it is, right up there. Super, super subtle, like not in your face at all. And I love how clean it is and simple it is. Works perfectly. You can't even see it. You can't even see it with the back of the car. All right, you guys, so that is the entire install. I'm gonna rate this install about a 7 out of 10. 6 or a 7 out of 10. If you don't know what you're doing and you're uncomfortable with taking like inside body panels off and wiring and stuff like that, don't even try it. Take it somewhere, take it to a shop that knows what they're doing, because it's not the easiest to install, and last thing you want to do is like ruin your car, break something, and effectively just break more things than just the camera and the actual screen. I've been doing this for quite a long time and I know what I'm doing, but even I struggled with a few things on this install, so that tells me that it's not the easiest thing for everyone to kind of try and tackle on their own. But either way, dude, it looks so good. I'm super jacked that I have the screen in here now. The screen, the backup camera, honestly, the backup camera was the one thing that I wanted, and now I have it. That was one of those things when I picked up this car and it didn't have that feature, I didn't really think it would be that big of a deal. Then down the line, I was really regretting it. So huge shout out to Keys Motorsports and Brian over there for hooking me up. This thing is awesome. I love it already. I can't wait to use it more. You guys, if you need any of this stuff, any of the trim tool stuff, the Bimmertech'S screen, the reverse camera, all this stuff from Keys Motorsports, I'm gonna link everything down in the description to make it easier for you guys so you can buy it. And also, like I said before, you guys, Brian did 2 videos before on how to install the actual screen and then how to install the camera. 2 separate videos that are super detailed and tell you everything you need to know. I know that mine was kind of just like an overview and me installing it. Honestly, it's a lot of work, and to do the camera work and install by yourself, it is not easy. So a lot of the stuff I kind of just like blew through and like did recaps on everything. But if you want a super detailed, like this is how I did it, I watched Brian's videos, because Brian's videos are to the T, they're perfect, tells you everything you need to know, exactly how to do it, and honestly you can't screw up if you watch his videos. So I'm gonna link both of those down below, and that will shoot you over there, kind of help you guys out a little bit. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching the video. Please do subscribe if you're new here, like this video, comment down below, hit that bell notification just like that. This video's over, and I'm out. Peace.